Hello YouTube, Rockingham Military Antiques here, and today is January 1st, so I figured that I would make a video on my top 5 acquisitions for the last year. Actually, most of what you see on camera right now came from this year. I really kind of put a lot of money towards this, but I'm going to pick 5 items, and I guess maybe some of them will count as groupings of items. But I guess I'll start right off with number 5. Right here, number 5, we have my BYF 43 K98 made by Mauser and Oberndorf. I just really like, I really like the K98, and I especially like the Mauser Action, which is probably something people say a lot, but I agree with it. And I take this thing out to shoot whenever I can get ammo for it because I really like it and it's really accurate. And I got it for what I believe to be a decent price. So that's number 5. That's a simple one. That one's mostly because I enjoy using it more than the actual display. Number 4, I'm going to go to this medal right here. This is a victory medal with 6 clasps on it that will be very difficult to find another of. So this medal, the only unit that had this combination of clasps was B Company of the 1st Gas and Flame Regiment. They were the only ones to participate in, B Company was the only one present for both the Somme Defensive and Lys. All the other companies kind of were in and out at that time, and B was the only one that would have gotten credit for both. This medal here is, because it's a 6 clasp, it's quite rare. There's only one actual infantry division that would have received 6 clasps during the war, which was the 3rd Infantry Division. But these guys actually got into combat quite early. So the 1st Gas and Flame Regiment was previously the 30th Engineers. And they pretty much used mortars with, thermite, gas, and all these kinds of new age weaponry to really mess up the enemy. So they had quite the service record. But the Lys clasp on this medal was only issued between 500 to 2,500 times, and having that on a 1st Gas and Flame medal, I believe, makes it worth a decent bit of money, as well as being a pretty hard to find historical artifact. So I'm hanging on to that one. May have overpaid for that one, but it made the list of being something cool, so you know what, maybe it's worth it. Number 3 is sort of a cheat number because it's 2 items, but they're the same thing. So right here we have my 2 examples of 103rd Infantry Regiment helmets, one with the fishbone decal, as it's called, and the other with the classic pine tree. Both of them are complete and have liners and chin straps. Oh, dinging the antlers. There's the liner and chin strap on that one. And there's the liner and chin strap on that one. Sorry, I can't really pick it up with one hand with all this stuff in the way. But 103rd Regiment is of the 26th Division. Kind of a quote-unquote local regiment, I guess. And very cool to have some stuff from them, even if these items are not named. Number 2 goes to this grouping right here that belonged to Charles Bennett Goodman, who was in the medical detachment of the 2nd Ammunition Train. And if you check out that wonderful hand-painted patch right there, this uniform, first of all, if this was even just the uniform, this would be awesome. But we have a completely private purchase uniform with a victory medal, or ribbon, sorry, with 5 stars, private purchase, bullion overseas stripes, as well as a private purchase undershirt, which is on the mannequin underneath this, and just a wonderful uniform with his overseas cap and everything, but it even had a whole group with it. So these are some more of the items that belong to Charles Bennett Goodman right here. We have his denim belongings bag right there. his second ammunition train helmet with the awesome decal, which has his name painted on the inner rim, which I can try to show off here. CB Goodman. This helmet is also in very good shape. A German pocket watch that has a name and is engraved inside, Iron Cross, compass, a souvenir M16 with some pretty gnarly shrapnel damage, a gas mask bag with gas mask named to another member of the second ammo train, which means that it was probably reissued to him, and another American Legion sort of side cap. But this grouping is probably the largest. The one thing that I would say this group is lacking is sort of personal research. So one thing I love to find with groups is letters and things like that they might have sent home. So this guy wrote an article about everything he did in the war in the 1930s for his local newspaper. But there's no real like letters or accounts from him from at the time, which my number one pick has quite a bit of. So I will go to that now. So my number one pick probably goes to this grouping that I recently purchased that belonged to a Charles Edwin Hellner from Massachusetts, who served with the 1st Engineer Regiment. He was wounded twice and was overseas for 2 years. He has his dog tags, a square tag here, but like I said, it comes with an insane amount of research and things like that. His victory medals, diaries, all this kind of thing, which I do have in one of my videos about him, but the only thing is missing that the other group has is bringbacks, but this one has around 25 original newspaper clippings, all with letters from him from overseas and all that kind of thing. And he was present for the first American deaths of the war and was also fighting until the armistice. So he was there from beginning to end, quite literally. And it has probably the most unique item I've ever seen in a grouping. This is probably one of my favorite items that I've ever received in a grouping like this. It's a big custom pennant with a photo of him wearing the uniform that I have on that mannequin over there, with Cantini 1918 written on it, because that is where I believe he was stationed during Montdidier, and absolutely my favorite pick of 2024. I certainly paid my way for it, and actually my truck gave out like the day after I paid for it, so I ended up kind of in dire straits there for a bit, but I don't regret it at all, so if that tells you how addicted I am. But thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully this upcoming year we'll have plenty more of this. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.